Howdy. Armchair treasure hunts for beginners. How are you today? I want to talk about armchair treasure hunts a little bit. So, what is an armchair treasure hunt? Well, I'm going to go to mysteriouswritings.com, check out their definition because I really trust what Mysterious Writing says. An armchair treasure hunt is a produced hunt for a treasure which has been intentionally hidden and requires the solving of clues to either physically find a secreted treasure or provide a correct claim for the treasure hunt's prize. So, what type of formats can these treasure hunts take? To me, there's two basic kinds. One of them has the clues in some type of text form. So this could be wordplay, it could be in a poem or a riddle. There could be codes or ciphers involved, some type of words, and you got to sort of translate the words to figure out the treasure. Another kind are visual clues, and let's see if I can bring this up here. This is from a treasure hunt which is celebrating 40 years, came out in 1979. This was in Masquerade. And this is one of the pictures that was in the book and they used to determine the treasure hunt. This treasure hunt is long since passed, but just as an example of an armchair treasure hunt where they used sort of some visual clues. Here there's some words and there were some text involved in the book also. But this was one example of sort of visual clues. And it could be in a photograph or it could be a painting like this. Another example, this is from The Art of Hidden Messages done by Beth. You might know her by Genetic Blend on Mysterious Writings. She made a treasure hunt last year, The Art of Hidden Messages, and this was one of the paintings. Again, there are clues involved in the painting, and for this treasure hunt, you had to use both the visual and the text clues in order to figure it out. Just an example. So once you figured out the clues, the next step is you either email your solution that you discovered, and this is the type where it's an armchair-only treasure hunt. And the other kind is once you figured out the clues, you actually go boots on the ground and then you find the treasure. So the treasure then could be either the thing that you find is the treasure, or it could be a proxy item where you take that proxy item. I got an example here. So you find the proxy item, and then you send in a code, and then you can get your treasure later on. So there's an example of a treasure hunt with boots on the ground. So where do you find them for these different types of treasure hunts? Well, and I'm going to say this multiple times probably, mysteriouswritings.com is your first spot. There are articles that are posted relatively frequently, and there's a forum page, and I'll be posting Mysterious Writings, the forum page, in the description box below. But here you can find out which armchair treasure hunts are going on, so then you can find out, which ones have either been finished, and there's a separate list down below for solved armchair treasure hunts, or ones that are currently going on. And Jenny, who runs the Mysterious Writings website, Jenny Kyle, she keeps this updated to find out which ones are new, which ones have been completed. So whenever you're thinking about doing this, you can go to the Mysterious Writings website and the forum page to find out the latest information. Mysterious Writings is the treasure hunts that require boots on the ground are mostly in the United States. There is a few of them here that are also in the UK. If you're in the UK, there's another website called the Armchair Treasure Hunt Club. This one I'll post a link in the description box below. If you're in the UK, this could be a better spot to start off with for armchair treasure hunts. So now you're thinking, okay, so this sounds interesting. Where do I begin? And when I was in the beginning stages of armchair treasure hunts, the thing that really held me back was, do I want to spend money doing this? So I ended up looking around, and some of them are what I'll call free to play, meaning it doesn't cost you anything to start off. And so I'm going to talk about some of the free to play armchair treasure hunts that are out there now, and which you can find out. The first two I want to talk about, these are free to play armchair treasure hunts, and they're fully armchair. So these two that I'm going to talk about next, you do not have to go boots on the ground. All you have to do is to just figure them out, email your solutions. The first one I want to talk about is Tap for Treasure. This is run by Jenny Kyle over at Mysterious Writings. All you have to do is to register your email, and you'll get postings on every time a new treasure hunt starts and when it ends. The prizes for this, they have ranged anywhere between like $20 or $50 prizes. There's even one that's just started recently. These come out relatively frequently. I want to say there was about 8 or 9 that happened last year 2018. And the first one is coming up, or first one just started now. So look up Tap for Treasure, and this is a good starting point for doing armchair treasure hunts. The second one I want to talk about, and this is one that's been my personal bugaboo because I've worked on it quite a bit, but this is the breakfast tea and bourbon riddle. The prize for this one is a case of bourbon. And if you're interested in working on this, again, it's a fully armchair, free-to-play treasure hunt. If you are interested in working on it, look at my past videos. I have a just the facts video, and then I have some other videos for inspiration if you're looking for help or looking for inspiration on trying to figure it out. This one's been out over a year. I really hope someone can figure it out. So the next ones I want to talk about are free-to-play treasure hunts, but these require a boots on the ground. A boots on the ground is sort of the terminology they use to know if you actually have to go out and find something in order to claim the treasure. First one I want to talk about is Treasure Man, also H. Charles Beale. And he has about a dozen caches that are hidden in the United States. And these, he makes a little story booklet. You figure out the booklet, you figure out the clues, figure out where to go, and then go get the treasure. And these treasures are actually out there. He either hides them in glass jars or in a PVC pipe, which is hidden. Start with Mysterious Writings to determine where they are. The prizes themselves don't have a monetary value, but he says sort of generally what's in there. The one that I'm working on is number 9, which is in West Virginia, and he says that one has hundreds of old coins and gems, he says is in that one. But if you're interested in this, you sign on to his Treasure Illustrated website. Again, you just need an email, register the email, and that will give you access to a part of Treasure Illustrated that you can find out about the different treasure hunts, and you can get the booklets. The booklets are free PDFs that you just download off the website, and then you're off and running. I have heard that there's some changes coming to Treasure Illustrated website, so there could potentially be some difficulties logging in everything, but just stay up to date. And Treasure Illustrated, again, these are all free to play. These require, though, boots on the ground. Yes, the ones that have been found. He's trying to do at least one in every state. So far, the Treasure Man caches that have been found have been in the states of Arizona, New Mexico, and Missouri. The ones that have not been found are in Vermont, New York. There's 3 caches in Pennsylvania, 1 in West Virginia, 1 in Virginia, and 1 in North Carolina. Those are presently out there ready to be found. In the future, he's also going to have 2 more, in the near future, I should say, where it's believed there's going to be 1 in Tennessee and 1 in Texas. So, stay up to date with Mysterious Writings and Treasure Illustrated to keep up to date on when those happen. Another free-to-play armchair treasure hunt that require boots on the grounds are the Forest Fen Gold Medallions. These have been made by Jenny Kyle over at Mysterious Writings. They're free. Again, free to play. All you need to do is to figure out when the clues are released, and then you go out and you get one of the proxy items, send in the code, and you will get one of these Forest Fen Gold Medallions. These have been solved very quickly. They've been solved within a couple days after they've been released. So if you're interested in finding these, make sure you stay with Mysterious Writings. They also get posted on daleneitzel.com. But they'll tell you here what day it comes out and what site to look at. Currently, the 10 that are being released this year are in the Appalachians, and we've already gone through 6 of them. There are still 4 more to be found, and they are going to be in the Appalachian Mountains. Appalachian Mountains could be anywhere between Georgia and, let's say, New England. But in the future, Jenny has said she's going to do some of these out west. So you got to stay up to date to find out when and where those happen. Another one that's been out for several years, this one came out in 2013, is Custard Quest. Here there's, you just need to go to the website and there are some stories. And currently Custard Quest 4 has not been found. The prize is $200. Here you have to find a stone that is etched and send in the code, and then you'll get a prize of $200 for that treasure. All free to play. I think a lot of people might have worked on this and then got stuck and then they put it to the side, but it's still out there to be found. It's thought that the Custard Quest 4 is in New Jersey, but it could be anywhere in the United States. So check that out. The last main one I want to talk about is the Forest Fen treasure hunt. Now, of all the treasure hunts, armchair treasure hunts in the United States that are being worked on, this is easily the most popular one that's being worked on. There's a prize of the Forest Fen treasure, which is actually out there in the mountains north of Santa Fe. Conservatively, it's valued at $1 million, but it could very well be worth multi-millions of dollars because of all the story behind Forest Fen and the sort of the hype a little bit for the people that are out there working on this. And I'm calling it a free-to-play boots on the ground treasure hunt because it's set up where there is a book involved. However, he has said that the poem is all you need to figure it out. So I'm here at daleneitzel.com. He has a cheat sheet and some other information. There are tons of information out there, YouTubers, forums, bulletin boards. I'm pointing you here to daleneitzel.com as a starting point. Mysterious Writings also has additional information there. To me, it's a free-to-play treasure hunt. Some people might disagree, but because there are some books, but read the poem, figure out the poem, and go get the treasure in the mountains north of Santa Fe. There are some treasure hunts out there that sort of come and go quickly, and so you have to sort of stay up to date in when they happen. So it started in the past couple months. There's been these Forest Fen searcher coins, and these coins have been hidden out in the United States, or they've been completely armchair, where some clues are provided. Sometimes they've been in videos. So you have to sort of stay up to date with certain locations, and you'll find out where they are. I will tell you though, if you subscribe to Calazars on YouTube, he has some that are going out now and coming soon, where they've been putting out, them being Mike and K-Pro have been putting out videos on different searcher coins where they've been both boots on the ground and 100% armchair. So you have to subscribe to Calazars to stay up to date. Other people that have been putting out these searcher coins have been Odious Soul has done one, and Copper Dan has done a couple of treasure hunts for these searcher coins. And there could be other ones that pop up. It's not publicly known who's going to be doing these treasure hunts, but stay with Mysterious Writings to know when those happen. In addition to Mysterious Writings, there are YouTubers, there are forums, there are message boards, there are Facebook groups. One of the sort of the fun things that I like is that people, even though we're all sort of competing against each other, so to speak, for these treasure hunts, people like to share clues and discuss the latest news that happen. So I think that's kind of a neat thing about this, about these armchair treasure hunts for myself. So look for these forums, Facebook groups to stay up to date with news and to get ideas on what other people are thinking. And once you discover that you're no longer a beginner, which for me was when I was willing to spend money on books to do these treasure hunts, don't be afraid to buy the books. There was a case where there was a treasure hunt that came out, and sort of right after there was a series of 3 books. Right after I bought the books, the treasure hunt was solved, and it's like, oh. But to me, though, if you're willing to spend the gas money to go drive hours to go look for a treasure, don't be afraid to spend some money on buying the books, because really that's how these treasure hunts are funded, I think, for the most part. Also, Mysterious Writings is creating their own armchair treasure hunt club, where they're going to have treasure hunts that are only there for members. So, don't be afraid to spend some money and join Jenny's Armchair Treasure Hunt Club. That's all that I have. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down below the video. And have a good day.